Hello, welcome back to All Things with Allah. I'm Allah. Hello. We are back at the Macaron Tea Room Kitchen today, and we are going to be making our carrot bruschetta sandwiches. A lot of kids actually like this sandwich, and it's a carrot. Don't tell them it's carrot until they eat it. The kids that come in here, once they eat it, they're like, oh, we love that pizza sandwich. It's so good. And the parents will ask, oh yeah, what's in it? And the face that the kids give me when I say carrot, it is priceless. So carrot bruschetta, it's served warm, delicious, and you will really enjoy eating it. I promise it will be another popular one at your parties. It's our second most popular one, and I think it would be most popular if people would try it. A lot of customers read it and they don't want to try it, but once they do, they love it. A lot of people will just not even try it, so they don't know. But I will say it is the number one sandwich that we have that customers ask extra of. So that's for sure. That's how you know it's really good. So you will need carrots, and you will need cream cheese, shredded mozzarella, and mayonnaise. And a very, very special ingredient that I will tell you in the video of what it is, what makes it taste like pizza. And you wouldn't probably expect it to go in a sandwich, but it does go, and it's great. So let's get to it. And if you haven't subscribed yet or like this video, please do so you guys don't miss out, and so I can continue to make more videos for you of our food here at the tea room and our sandwiches and some other stuff. So I enjoy doing this. Quick thing about myself, I am born in Ukraine. I immigrated here with my parents when I was 7. I think my English is really good. A lot of people tell me my Ukrainian is pretty good as well, but I do mispronounce things. So I am sorry for that in advance. Please don't hold it against me. I guess in my previous video, I was talking about bruschetta, and I was talking, what else did I say? Oh, brioche, it's brioche. It's okay. You guys got the point. So I'm sorry for mispronouncing words. I will do it a lot. Let me tell you that. My kids correct me all the time, but it is what it is. It's okay. As long as you understand, that's all that matters. So let's get to it. Let's get these peeled and make some carrot bruschettas. All right, so I have my carrots here all peeled. I'm just gonna rinse them off real quick and then fill it up with water. So just filled like this with water. Ooh, that just spilled. I'll clean it up. Okay, so our carrots have been cooking for about 10-12 minutes, and I'm going to use my handy dandy little shish kebab wooden stick to check them and show you what we're looking for. So we're not making baby food. We don't want this to be like smooshy. We just want it to be tender. Tender. Say that word 10 times. I can't. There's a lot of words I can't say. That's okay. So that went in. It's not like super easy, but it wasn't to the point where I'm stabbing it because it won't go in. So went in. That's kind of what we want. So now I'm going to shut it off, and then I am going to drain it, and then we have to leave this and bring it to room temperature because the carrots will be too hot and they're going to get mushy and icky, and we don't want that. So here in the tea room, we always cook them the day before we shred them. So I'll cook them, drain them, and throw them in the refrigerator. And then in the morning, I would make my spread. But if you guys are at home, just give it a couple hours to bring it to room temperature. So that's kind of what we're looking for, what we need to do. So another quick tip about getting it to room temperature real quick. First, get it out of your pot because your pot is hot and you want it to cool off. So then I put it in a different bowl, and you could either put it in the refrigerator or put it over ice bath. So meaning put it in a bowl that has ice on it. So like a double boiler but with ice. Does that make sense? You can do that. So there's different ways that you can bring them quickly to room temperature. And then I wanted to show you guys, I'm squishing it pretty hard. You don't want it to like fall apart. You don't want it to be overcooked. If it is, it's okay. It'll just be very soft and kind of like smushy and just not the right texture. But for this carrot bruschetta, we want it to be where you can shred it. So that's kind of the goal, is where we're shredding it and not mushing it, if that makes any sense. So that's kind of where we're at. All right, now comes the fun part, the preparation of the actual carrot bruschetta itself. So we have our cooked and cooled carrots, another bowl, and a shredder. You will be using on your shredder the large side. So you have the small one, this funky bumpy one we don't know what it's for, and then this large one. So that's what we're going to be using to shred our carrots with. So I just wanted to show you, like, it's not mushy, but they're cooked. This is the tedious part. It takes time. Be careful. Don't cut yourself on the shredder trying to rush. It's not a speed drill. Okay, so now we are done with shredding our egg. Keep saying eggs. I don't know what to tell you guys. It's just they're in my head because I got to do those next. Our carrots. So now that we're done shredding our carrots, if you absolutely hate using a shredder, I understand it. They're scary. If you have that little attachment for your KitchenAid, when we make large amounts, we've done that. And then, or you can use a food processor. Some food processor has this particular blade and you can do it. So anyways, you can figure it out. So it doesn't have to be done with a shredder. We do it with a shredder because we do small amounts daily. So it's nice and fresh. But if you're doing a large amount, like we've done before, when we have huge events, we do large amounts. You know, I don't want to be sitting here in a half an hour shredding. My elbows and hands and all that stuff would hurt. So we use different options. So you can have different options that you guys can use. Now to this, we are going to add good old garlic, pepper, and salt. And the magic of this whole thing, oregano. Yeah, I add oregano to it. It makes it taste like pizza, and it's so good. It's such a different flavor in there, and people cannot figure out what it is. It's oregano. That's the magic ingredient. So we're gonna add right to this in your bowl. Now I do this in a mixing bowl, but because it's so tall and it's hard for you guys to see, I'm gonna show you how to do it in here. So we're gonna add a cup and a half of mayonnaise. Mayonnaise, mayo, mayonnaise, that's how we say it in Ukrainian. Whatever, you get the point. I like using this one. I just feel like it's the least overpowering, I guess the word. So a cup and a half. Don't use Miracle Whip. It's very, very overpowering. But any other mayonnaise, mayo, whatever you want to call it, whatever you guys want to use is totally fine. Then we are using shredded mozzarella. Shredded mozzarella is 3 cups. 1. It's flying. That's okay. 2. Now, if this looks like it's like hard as a rock, that's because it is. We freeze our mozzarella. I do it at home too. Any cheese can freeze and it will be amazing and easier to store, and it will be fresh for you instead of like sitting in the refrigerator for a few days. So we freeze it. I freeze it at home as well. Highly recommend it. So that's why it's like, looks like it's hard because I forgot to take it out of the freezer to bring it to room temperature, but it's totally fine. So we have your, let's see. I'm reading the recipe as I go. Yeah, you think I would have it by now, but I don't. So 3 cups of shredded mozzarella and then 2 packages of our cream cheese. Everything goes in here, and then I transfer it to here, and I use a paddle whisk. Paddle. Yeah, paddle. It's not a whisk, it's paddle. And that's how I get it to combine all together. So our cream cheese. I got it. It's coming out. And again, we serve it warm, and it's really good when it's warm, in my personal opinion. All right. So you have your cream cheese, and then you have your carrots, mayonnaise, all that good stuff. Try to figure this out without making a huge mess. Now, the recipe is a pretty large size recipe, I think. It will definitely make quite a lot of sandwiches for you, a lot of spread. I'm sure you can freeze this spread. I've never done it, but I'm sure you could. There's just nothing in here that's not good when it's frozen. So I'm sure you can freeze it, or just downsize the recipe. You guys don't have to make such a large quantity. We do because we need this. This will last us for a few days. Kind of depends on how many customers, how many guests we have coming in, but you totally know how big is your party, how many you need to make, or if it's just for yourself at home. I would probably cut this in like 75% smaller. Okay, let's get this mixing. I'm not adding any of my ingredients, or I guess you could say dry seasoning yet. First, I'm going to mix it like this. So hold it nice and tight, lock it, go slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. You don't want it, especially if you're doing a large amount like we do, you don't want it to be flying all over the place. All right, so I'm going to get my dry ingredients together here while that's mixing. I'm going to use this because it's what I have. Okay, so I take it back. I'm not going to use this. It's too small. This will work much better. All right, so we're doing 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. We are going to do 2 tablespoons of salt. And then we are going to do 1 tablespoon of powder. No, what is this? Pepper. I got it. Pepper. 1 tablespoon of pepper. And we're going to do 1, 2, where's my half? 2.5 tablespoons of oregano. Mix it up. Doesn't have to be perfect. You get the point. And we are going to add that right into our mixing carrot spread. I'm going to put it up a little bit on high. Well, medium. It's not like high because it's still going to be flying everywhere. Scrape all the excess off as best as you can. It's just too good not to. You don't want to leave it on here. All right. So this is what it looks like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it in a little bit more with my spatula just to get it all mixed in there. Super good. We put it in a container and then we just spread it onto our bread. You can do the same at home. Like, trying to think what would work. Oi. Okay, I got it. Just whatever you're putting it in, you want to make sure it's airtight. So I want to show you guys this one that we have compared to this one. And what I want to say is sometimes the carrots are a little bigger, so it comes out like it has more carrot. But you're going about 12 carrot sticks. You know, obviously it depends on how long they are and how thick they are and all that other good stuff. But it'll come out either way and it'll be delicious either way. So, and it's nice and spreadable and delicious. And then the one from a few days ago, as you can tell, because I just pulled it out of the refrigerator, it's a little more harder. So when you're doing this, just bring it to room temperature, bring it out for a few minutes, maybe 5 at the most. So it's easier to spread. But either way, they both spread quite easy onto your bread and it's delicious. So let's get moving. Let's make a sandwich from this now. We use a marble rye. I think that's what it's called. French baguette. Those are always a great alternative to any of the sandwiches that we do. So if you are not a big fan of this kind of bread, I think it's a great pair with the carrot bruschetta. All of our customers absolutely love it, but this is the bread that we use. Now, here's the thing though. We purchased this bread at a restaurant providing store. So I'm trying to think at the grocery store, you probably would want to find something similar to this. I think they have it. I believe they do. And you always want to look for a thick bread. You never want to do like that Wonder bread. That's not going to work for you. So this is the bread that we use and that I would recommend. But like I said, honestly, any bread will work just fine. So I just wanted to show you. So we're going to take our spread and we're just going to slather it on. Preheat your oven. Our ovens here are obviously commercial ovens, so they're a bit higher. But we have learned, because I brought a lot of my recipes from home, and I've learned that it's 25 degrees higher. So at home, you're going to have it at 325. We have it at 300. So preheat your oven to 325, and you're going to put your carrot sandwiches in there before you serve. Now, here's another thing about these sandwiches too, is that you can do this the day before. Just don't bake them. And then bake them right before you serve them. And then this way they're nice and fresh for you and just perfect. So thickness. You want it to be, I'm trying to think what you would compare it to. So you want it to be on there pretty thick. But obviously it depends on how thin your bread is. And you want to have a nice thick cut bread too. So that would help as well. So this is kind of where we're looking. If you see it here, maybe it's easier to see how thick it is. But you want to cover your whole entire bread and the thickness is about this much. And we're just going to pop it in the oven. Put a piece of parchment paper on it. Pop it in the oven like this. Now, when we serve ours, because the bread is so big, we cut them because we're a tea room. It's finger food, small sandwiches. That's the whole fun part about it. when you guys are at home and you're doing this for your family, you can totally do it just one piece or cut it. So it's totally up to you. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to give this to our awesome server, I will cut it so she has it cut. But I wanted to show you how we cut it here, just so you see. So it's a pretty big size bread, and we cut it into threes. So like this. And so if it was for like 3 high teas, I would cut it like this and then pop it in the oven, or 3 afternoon teas. Or if somebody, it's just more fun to eat small food. That's my personal opinion. So even for myself, I would put this on my bread, which I use keto bread, and I would cut it just for, I like small food. It's more fun. So we're going to put it in there for 5 minutes. I'm going to set a timer. And like I said, we are at 300 here at home. Do it for 325. Watch your oven though, because maybe your oven bakes high, maybe your oven bakes low. So it kind of depends on how your oven bakes for how long you want to keep it in the oven. You know your oven. I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out. And this way you'll know how to keep an eye on it. Maybe like check it after 3 minutes or check it after 4 minutes. But we do it here for about 5 minutes. Timer is going off, so we are going to get our carrot bruschetta out of the oven and show you what that looks like. Shut this off because it's so loud. But this is what it looks like. So now it's ready to serve. Okay, carrot bruschetta is done and ready. So you guys can plate them however. Give it a minute to cool off before you take them off your pan, because they are hot and they do kind of fall apart a little bit. Depends on your bread, so just be careful with it. Your kids will love it because of the oregano. They'll probably think it's pizza, and there's cheese, so that makes it as very pizza-y as well. So very good, highly recommend. So enjoy, and if you have not hit the like button or the subscribe button, make sure you do so you will not miss any of the other stuff. Next couple of videos, I will start concentrating on some of our keto stuff. So our next video that I wanted to post will be our keto cheesecakes. And you can make these keto or non-keto, super easy, really good. I have one here somewhere, so I wanted to show you what it looks like. But so we serve them like this. You can, like I said, you can make them keto or non-keto, but that's going to be our next video. So like I said, make sure that you subscribe and follow, subscribe and like, whatever. I'm still learning the terms, but you got it. You get the point. So next are going to be our awesome cheesecakes. So there you go. Till next time.